Integrating payment processing into FileMaker using the TRANSAX FlexPort FileMaker plugin is extremely easy. Before you get started, you should have some type of payment form that's collecting the information that will be needed during the transaction. For example, the transaction type, your TRANSAX gateway credentials, payment type, whether it's credit card or ACH, transaction ID if you're doing a capture or refund. You'll need credit card information, ACH information if you're using ACH transactions, and optionally you might collect billing address, shipping address, and merchant-defined fields and various others. Once you've collected the data that you're going to need for the transaction, your next step is to assemble that data into an XML payload. In our example here, we have created a field called XML Payload, and that XML payload contains a string, a calculation, that takes all of our data and assembles it into one big XML string. When you integrate, you can use this XML string from our example database, copy and paste it into your database. You can delete elements that you're not going to be using. For example, if you're not using the shipping address, you can delete it. And you can change the fields to reference the fields in your database. Once your XML payload has been put together, your next step is going to be to create a script. We've created a script here called run transaction, and this script has only one step. That step is to set a field. The field that's being set is a results field, and we're calculating the result. That calculate uses the process transaction function that's available in your external functions under TRANSAX FlexPort. Once you've installed the plugin, this function will appear available to you. Pass in the field that you've assembled your XML string in, and then tie that script to a button. I'm not going to save here. Once you're done, you'll need one more step. Your results are going to be saved into the results field that we specified in our script. We have a results field here. And then we have additional calculated fields. These calculated fields pull out elements of the result. The result will come in the format of an XML string. So for each value of the result, we have a string calculation where we're pulling out that value. This is an example of the status code. There's also a full response text, an authorization code, a transaction ID, an AVS message, a CVV message, an order ID gets returned if you've passed one in, and a vault ID if you're using our customer vault for tokenization. This will split the fields up and deposit your results. Here we can see our fields, our result fields displayed. I'm going to go ahead and run my sample transaction here, and you'll see our result fields populate. There is one other feature of the TRANSAX FlexPort FileMaker plugin, and that is the support of Magtech MagnaSafe encryption. If you'd like to use that, you can plug in a Magtech MagnaSafe USB swipe reader to any USB port on your computer. You would add a field called card track to your database. Users would click in that field, swipe their card, and an encrypted payload would appear in the field. You would then add to your database a number of new calculations, and you can see in our example those calculations split out track 1, track 2, track 3, and then a couple MagnaSafe specific fields. These are also text calculations where they pull out specific elements based on a pipe delimited format. Once you have split this out, these fields are then used in your XML payload. You can see in our example here, we check to see if track 1 is populated, and if it is, we use all of the MagnaSafe specific fields. Once this is set up in this fashion, you can swipe a credit card through your Magtech MagnaSafe swipe reader. The payload will appear here, and when you run your transaction, that encrypted payload will be sent to the payment gateway, and you will have true end-to-end encryption. And that is an overview of integrating FileMaker with the TRANSAX Flexport FileMaker plugin for payment processing. Neelix TRANSAX has FileMaker developers on staff, ready and willing to assist in any way possible. If you have any questions about integration, do not hesitate to give us a call or visit us on the web at www.neelixtransax.com. Thank you very much.